Hi everyone, my name is Luna Shell. I went through a situation while I was in college where I had a very good friend who was friends with me from my second year of college all the way until graduation, and then sort of broke up with me a week after graduation as a friend. And I think that this was definitely a buildup. I don't think that she did this because of this one event that happened. And I'm not even going to get into like what that final straw was. I genuinely think that it was a combination. And I think it was the result of being best friends, being friends with someone with depression. And I had really severe diagnosed depression. And by the time our friendship ended, I was diagnosed with bipolar 1, which is pretty much the worst form of depression you can have, to the point where you are chronically not wanting to be here. And my biggest advice that I want to start this video off with is to stay. The best thing you can do is stay. No matter how you can show up, even if you show up angry, even if you show up annoyed, you're showing up. And the worst thing you can do is abandon someone when they're depressed and make them feel like their fears about people not loving them and not wanting them around are real. I think that people underestimate the power of people caring about you and being around you, and like caring enough to just literally be around you. And I think that if that friend had stayed in my life, I would be a lot better than I am even now. And I'm amazing now. So imagine how much better I could have been if that friend was here too. And every time I have a victory, I think to myself, what would my friend think? Every time something happens that reminds me of her, I think about her and I want to talk to her. I want to remind everyone the value of boundaries. So boundaries are obviously saying no, not always being there when you have stuff going on, and letting go of relationships that no longer serve you in any way. Just because someone's depressed and they need your help doesn't mean you have to help them. This is a video for people who genuinely care for their friends and want to remain in their lives. But if you've gotten to a point with your friend where it's intolerable to you to be around them and you can't stand to help them anymore, you need to set that boundary with them. So I just want to remind anyone watching that it's not your job or your sole responsibility, even if you are your friend's only friend or only support system, to be there for them. And the only thing I would say to you who have all reached your limit is to get them help before you leave if you can. You know, therapy, psychiatry, psychology, one of the big three, schools of mental illness help, I think would really be amazing. Or maybe just having a stand-in, someone who can care for them after you've gone. And I understand this is a lot to ask, especially if someone has said things to you or done things to you that you don't like. And once again, if you don't feel like doing this, you don't have to, but it's just so important that we're there for these people. And I say this from experience. After that friend left my life, I felt worthless. My entire sense of self nearly collapsed. She was my best friend for over a year at that point, and we spent every waking moment together. We lived together, so it was impossible to ever kind of like have my own mental space that didn't involve her or include her. And so it was very much a codependency. And I think a lot of us become very codependent on our friends and don't acknowledge it because codependency isn't acknowledged a lot in friendships, more so romantic relationships. And I think that we need to really think deeply about how a friendship can totally change your mindset, and not only your mindset, but your ability to function. I remember she would make me breakfast, she would motivate me to go to the gym, go outside, go get some sun. She would motivate me to wake up, she would motivate me to go to sleep at a reasonable time. She would motivate me to go to therapy and seek medication help for my illnesses because she was doing that. and I just felt really compelled to make this video. I've had this YouTube channel up for over a year now with posted videos, and there's obviously a lack of traction. I think the biggest thing is because I started it off as an ASMR channel, so I know that it's a lot to expect people to just be used to this format all of a sudden, especially my 10 subscribers, but I am not going to add any flashy hashtags to this. I'm not going to add anything to help it with the algorithm. So if you're seeing this, I truly feel like it's meant for you. Maybe you've been searching what to do with a depressed friend. Maybe you've been searching helplines, trying to figure out what to do. And this is also, for this last part of the video, I wanted to talk to you, the depressed friend. Maybe you're the depressed friend and you're worried that your friend is watching this and, you know, feeling any type of way. Just remember that you are valued, you are loved, and the only reason someone would watch this video is because they want to help you, and they love you, and they want you to get better. They want you to be happy like them. They don't want you to be racked with fear and anxiety all the time about your life and your situation, which inevitably causes depression. I know exactly how you feel. I thankfully have sought medical care and have gotten incredible care from some of the kindest people, and I think that's just where you could be. You could be there. A couple years ago, when this situation that I mentioned with my college friend happened, I was at rock bottom, and I stayed at rock bottom for years until I got to this point. So I'm not going to tell you that it gets better. It's not about it being better. It's about it being different. And you don't want to be in the situation you're in right now. And the fact of life is that it will always continue to be different, and you can accept that fact. And if things will be different, there's a chance that things will be better, right? So thank you for listening. I'm going to cut it off there. I don't want this to be too long. But yeah, in sum, remember to stay by your friend's side. Show up however you can. Don't abandon them unless they have a support system in place. Remember to prioritize yourself and your boundaries. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're continuously catering to a friend who refuses to seek help, but put them in a position where they can seek help if you can, and if not, prioritize yourself and your boundaries. Finally, hotlines aren't always the best option. Medical help and professionals are the best, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. And if you are that person who is suffering from depression, anxiety, or even bipolar, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm here for you, and I'm chasing my dreams just like anyone else. And I believe in you, truly. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.